think it's not just an evolving of cinema, but it's a revolution. I mean, it's even bigger than a revolution that sound brought to cinema. It's the revolution of cinema itself, back 120 years ago, 115 years ago. It's a new, and we say the new technology, we bring in the things that are unimaginable, and how not only is it something extraordinarily good for narrative films, put it that way, narrative stories told with emphasizing motion picture images, but it opens up a whole the original conception of what a film is and where it's to be seen has now changed so radically that we may have to say, okay, let's say there's a certain kind of film that's made here. There might be obviously virtual reality films, there's holograms, there's all sorts of things that have been becoming that we really know. So in effect, one thing that will never, something that should always be protected as much as possible, and I think will always be there, is a communal experience. And I think that's best in a theater. Now, homes are becoming theaters too, but it's a major change. And I think one has to keep an open mind, you know. There's no doubt, like seeing a film with an audience is really, really important. There is a problem though, in that you have to make the film, and we run out of room, in a sense. There was no room for us to make this picture, and even for many different reasons, I guess. And ultimately, there was a financial issue too, in terms of the CGI that we did. And the reason why we went to CGI is kind of complicated, because at a certain point, if I made the film earlier, they could have played younger, and then at a certain point we missed that. And then they said, well, use younger actors to play them younger. And I said, well, what's the point of that? And back and forth. And finally, the CGI, we tried it and said, oh, let's try it. Let's see what, experiment, open it up. I mean, CGI, to that extent, is really an evolution of makeup. Really. You know, you accept certain norms in makeup. You know that he's not that old, or she's not that young, but you accept that as a norm. I mean, you accept the illusion, so to speak. Taking that and having the backing of a company that says, you know, you will have no interference. You'll make this picture as you want. The trade-off is it streams with theatrical distribution prior to that. I figure that's the chance we take on this particular project. You know, what streaming means and how that's going to define a new form of cinema, I'm not sure. I thought for a while maybe long-form TV is cinema. It's not. It simply isn't. You know, it's a different viewing experience. You can look at 3 episodes, 2, 4, 10. You know, one week, second episode the second week. That's not. It's a different kind of thing. So there's got to be still, what has to be protected is the singular experience of experiencing a picture, ideally with an audience. You know, but there's room for so many others now, and so many other ways, and there's going to be crossovers completely. The value, how do you say, the value of a film that's like a theme park film, for example, Marvel type pictures, where the theaters become amusement parks. That's a different experience. And it's not even. I was saying earlier, it's not cinema. It's something else. You know, whether you go for that or not, but it is something else, and we shouldn't be invaded by it. And so that's a big issue. That's a big issue, and we need the theater owners to step up for that. You see, to allow theaters to show films that are narrative films. A narrative film could be one long tape for 3 hours too, you know. It doesn't have to be everybody, it doesn't have to be a conventional beginning, middle, and end. But anyway, if that answers your question, I'm fine. Okay.